Okay, today on my Veterans Help blog, I want to do a video about how to use 38 CFR. And 38 CFR, if you don't know, that's the Bible of VA claims. It basically tells you what they're looking for when they're looking at your claim. I mean, it gives you the codes, it gives you everything. So the first thing I do is I downloaded this, and I've had this for a while. It took me a while to get it. Somebody actually printed out a hard copy for me, which was so intimidating back then. I never paid attention, and somehow or another I lost it. But I wish I had it, because in 2004, 4 years after I got out, I filed a claim, and I realized I really needed that book. So age of the internet, I got me a copy, and I keep a copy. But this is how you use it. So what you want to do is, let's say if you're looking at your medical records and you find a word in your records that don't make sense to you. You don't understand. You know, it's what I call doctor speak. Doctor speak are words that, you know, you look at and it's like Japanese arithmetic to you. I don't know if there's such thing as Japanese arithmetic, but it seems like it would be kind of hard. But in any case, what you do is you go here, you look at your medical records, and let's say you find a word like Prorox, whatever. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. You copy it, paste it, or you can type it, and then you go next. And then it's going to go through here and tell you what it is. And then you look at it, and when you do your statement, when you file your claim for it and you're doing your statement, you want to put these kind of words in your statement. Okay? And it tells you, if you want to get a 30% rating, this is what you got to have. If you're looking for a 10% rating, this is what you got to have. When I say if you're looking for it, I mean you're not making this stuff up. This is what's in your records. This is what your medical diagnosis has said, or your medical lab reports got these words in it. So you're looking that up. And so once you find that, you go in and you search for it, and then you do a statement, and you put those words in your statement. Like, here's one of my claims. I did a statement for skin condition, shaving cream, filed as folliculitis Barbie, dermatitis scars. Okay. Now, you're not going to find folliculitis Barbie in 38 CFR. Okay, not found. But you may find, let's see, dermatitis. That might not be spelled right. Okay, it is spelled right. So dermatitis is in there. So you go and you look in here and you see, okay, what is it that I have? So for me, and it was kind of hard to do this one, because none of what I put on here is really in there. Dermatitis, scars, but that's what they rated as, dermatitis and scars, and you can see it here. First filed as skin rash, denied. Then folliculitis Barbie, painful scar. They gave me 10%, even though denied it when I filed it as skin rash. And so they then in turn turned around and gave me 30% for folliculitis Barbie. But on the rating decision, they assigned it as dermatitis code 7806, and they gave it here. So that's a 30% rating. So that's how you want to use this regulation. You look at your medical records, you look for things that you might have, you know. So like you might have on your records that the patient suffers from hyperparathyroidism, you know. And so you look at your records, and if your doctor says, or if you say to your doctor, and he writes it down, that you have gastrointestinal symptoms, weakness, if you have constipation, weight loss, whatever. If you say those things, your doctor put those things in your records and treats you for it, or don't treat you for it. If you put it in your records, that's what you want to put in your statement. Okay, so like in my statement for this, they originally denied that. Let's see here. See right here, they denied that. Because my original statement, my original statement did have it, just that the examiner overlooked it. Believe it or not. And so what I did was I came back and I asked for an increase. See, I went to 0, I was 0, I asked for an increase, and I put in my statement, and you can do this if this happens to you. File for an increase, blah blah blah, hyperparathyroidism disease due to continuous medication required for control of the condition. I believe the examiner overlooked this in the August 2017 decision, as my physician has me taking vitamin D. Okay, and so I put that in there, and then they came back, and you can't see this, I do apologize, but it says October 2017. Remember, the denial was in August. They denied it in August. Well, they gave it 0%. And so I didn't have to file a new claim. I just asked for an increase. And then 2 months later, they gave me 10%. Why they give me 10%? Because look what my statement says. Continuous medication required. Right here. Continuous medication required. What is a 10% rating? Continuous medication required. So what you say, what I'm trying to show here is what you say on your letter is what they look at. You see how he denied it, or he or she denied it at first because they overlooked it. But then when you come back and make it clear, I could have put gastrointestinal symptoms and weakness, which that's a 60% rating. But you know, me and my doctor hadn't discussed that, so that wasn't what I put on there. Basically, you put what's actually wrong with you, but you want to use these words. And another thing you want to look at when you're doing this is let me find a good one. You see where it says let's just look at this. Evidence of increase. This is not related to that hyperparathyroidism. This is just to show you the words that they use and how you can pick it apart. Evidence of increased intracranial pressure, such as blah blah blah, entropy, glucose intolerance, and either hypertension or cardiomegaly. So these are pretty important when it says and, either, or if it just says and, or if it just says or. Usually when it says or, that's a less serious condition than what's before the or. And so if, let's say if you had acromegaly, but you didn't have all of this, okay, but you had hypertension, or you had a diagnosis for cardiomegaly, that's 100%. You see how it says or. Enlargement of acropause or overgrowth. You see what I'm saying? Usually what comes out of the or is going to be less severe, and that's how you can get the same rating. And so you want to look at that also. You want to look at the word that it says. It usually says or, and or is usually going to be something less. In most cases, you're going to have the or in your record. I know that sounds complicated, but it's, you just want to make sure that you're looking at that, because you might file a claim and you might have this, And you might just look at this 60% and be like, well, I don't have that. Okay. You might have had 4 or more crises during the past year. But you might have had this, because it says or, see? So this book, 30-Day CFR, is a must-have. You can do these claims yourself. You don't need a professional to do it. I mean, if you just don't have the strength or mental capacity to deal with VA on that level, then okay, hire somebody. But the person you hire might not be as thorough as you would be. So, and they might have a bunch of cases. They all about the money. They might not pay as much detail to your condition as you will be. I mean, because I had an attorney and I didn't hear from him for 5 years. So do it yourself and you can pick this stuff apart. So in summary, I want to keep this kind of brief here. You want to download 30-Day CFR. You want to look at your medical records. You want to look at words that you may see in your medical records that you have no idea what it is. Doctor speak is what I call it.
Anterior lateral ST elevations.
Damn it, cardiac ischemia.
One of your grafts must have went down.
And so you take that doctor speak and you stick it in here. And when you're doing your statement, you want to go and start putting the words that's in here in your statement. It can be word for word if you want. Just make it into a intelligent sentence and be brief. Be brief and to the point, because most claims examiners are working multiple cases, maybe even hundreds of cases with thousands of documents. And so they don't have time to sit there and look through all of the emotional part of what you're putting in your letter. I mean, you may be angry when you write your claim and statement. You may be emotional. No. Be clear, to the point. Drag words out of this regulation, put them in your statement, and that's how you do it. You want to put words that's in the regulation in your statement. Continuous medication required. Okay, and that's what it said. Continuous medication required was 10%. I put that in my statement. Continuous medication required for control. So that's how you do it. And it's not that hard, but if you look at this regulation and think that you got to read the whole thing, like when I first got it, I felt that I had to. I'm not going to do this because I can't read this whole regulation. You don't have to. You just look at your medical records. You see a word in there that don't make sense to you, which most of them probably won't. Like this word here. Nobody would know, that this is actually a claimable condition. Let's see what it says. Let me just show you briefly, then I'm gonna get off here. And see, avitaminosis. Avitaminosis is a condition, and let me just show you this. Man, I don't want to make this too long, but let me show you this, because when you look at this, it's probably crazy to you. You don't really know what this means. But avitaminosis, there's a website you can use, and this website is, I'm gonna go to Yahoo because I like Yahoo. And you go to, well, you can just do it this way too. Did I spell it wrong? Avitaminosis, vitamin deficiency. That's what it is. And then you can go to, let me get the right word. Spell it the right way. Trying to make this short because I don't really want to have a 30-minute video, because people's attention span is a little short. Military Disability Made Easy. This is a good site. And then you put at the end of it, you want to type in military disability made easy, then you put at the end of it what condition you're looking for. And it may get straight to the point, or it may just take you to a general area of it. Like this one, let's see here. Did it go? I don't think it went. So when it don't go, try doing it this way, just searching for avitaminosis. See how it comes up with all the different things. Nutritional deficiency, okay? So that's what it falls under, nutritional deficiencies. And then what you can do is you can look at it here, and then it says the code for it is any condition where the body does not have enough of any vitamin is considered avitaminosis. These conditions can cause many different kinds of symptoms and side effects. And then it breaks down a rating. So you can go then to 38 CFR and you can look up, well, I already looked it up. But let's see if I can show you. See where it says schedule of ratings, infectious disease, immune disorders, and nutritional deficiencies, just like on here, nutritional deficiencies. And then it breaks down the rating. If there is only stomatitis, now let's say you don't even know what stomatitis is, right? Because I didn't. But guess what? It's something that you may have, and I found out, well, what the hell, that's something I've been dealing with forever. So let me just go here. I hate to keep branching off, but let's see here. Stomatitis. What the fuck is stomatitis? I don't mean to curse because I'm trying to do this professional. Well, what is stomatitis? Stomatitis, a general term for an inflamed and sore mouth. So you know how you might get those little things that feel like you bit your tongue or whatever? That's what stomatitis is. And if you have a vitamin deficiency, those little cuts in your mouth, I don't want to do the cat version of it. Let's do the human version of it. See those little cuts in your mouth like you bit your tongue? That's stomatitis. That comes from a vitamin deficiency. You see that? And you don't even know you got this. I hate the curse. You don't even know you got it, but that's a rateable condition. And so if we go back to the regulation, you can see I kind of get excited over this because it's really simple to file a claim, but they make it hard because you have to do the research yourself. So if you go and you file a claim because you got vitamin deficiency, vitamin D, B, C, whatever, those conditions cause certain things. And if you look at that if you look at the military disability made easy, it tells you any condition where the body does not have enough vitamins can cause many different kinds of symptoms and side effects. Many kinds, okay? And so you want to look at that, then you go to the regulation, you look it up, and when you file your claim, you look at what your condition is and you put this information in there, whichever one you think you have, whichever one your doctor has said you may have by his medical diagnosis. If he put in there that you got symptoms of mental symptoms or impaired bodily vigor, I mean you may be kind of tired or whatever, you can relate that to avitaminosis. For me, I would probably go with this stomatitis. You don't know what this word means, so you go look it up, and you also look in your medical records to see if that word is in that medical record, because if it is, that just makes your case stronger. And so you look up that word, and you see what it means. So production of hydrochloric acid in the gastric secretions of the stomach. In other words, a digestive problem, basically. So I hope what you're seeing is, you know, how you can actually look this up and use 38 CFR to your advantage. And remember I was telling you about or. Look what it says: with stomatitis, or with this, or with this. So if you got any one of these, okay, that's 20%. Same thing here. It says with all of the symptoms listed below, plus mental systems and impaired bodily vigor. With stomatitis. See how it says with? Wait a minute, I'm sorry, that's 60%. This is different. Avitaminosis with stomatitis, diarrhea, or seborrheic dermatitis, 40%. And the lesser one is with stomatitis or blah, or blah. See how you break this thing down? And then the 10% rating is firm diagnosis with non-specific symptoms such as appetite, weight loss, abdominal discomfort, weakness, blah, blah, blah. 10%. I hope if you're looking at this, you kind of see what I'm getting at. Use 38 CFR to your advantage. Download it and use it. And what I'm telling you, and when you do your statement, put the words in that are also in the regulation. And so when a claim rep is looking at that, he's going to go, oh, okay, continuous medication provided, he's going to go back to that regulation. May even know it and be like, okay, that's 10%. So that's my thing on my short video on avitaminosis and how you can use 38 CFR to make your claim easier and help get your claim approved. That's it. 38 CFR download. Now I'm going to do another video on how to pick apart decision notices. You see how I keep everybody should do this too. Keep you a disability folder on your computer. You know, you're going to get hard copies, but there's nothing like having an electronic copy that you can hand to an attorney or, you know, send to your doctor. But my next video is going to be on picking apart decision notices. When you get a decision notice, a lot of times if you get, and I'm not talking about anybody, but if you get a lazy claim rep that kind of want to just short shift your decision notice and not meet all the legal requirements, you know, break down the denial the proper way, you can pick that apart in your appeal and have a better chance of getting your appeal approved. But we'll go through that in the next video. This one, for this one, I can say download 38 CFR from the internet. Try to get the latest copy. Keep it on your hard drive or keep it on a electronic media. I have this thing on a flash drive and I pull it up and I read it. Well, I don't read it, but I pull it up whenever I get a medical diagnosis from my doctor and a word I don't understand, and I stick it in here and I'll be like, okay, now you saying I have that, let me go file a claim. So that's it. 38 CFR, download it, make your all disability folder, keep all of your stuff on your disability in that folder, burn a copy to a portable media so you can keep it with you, and that will definitely go a long way in helping you get your claims filed. Remember, nobody can do it and take care of you like you can take care of you. I'm out. Peace.